Your translation invoice has one very simple aim: to get them to pay you on time. Now for that to happen, your invoice must have all the right content, and in this video we're going to identify what that is and how to include it. Hi, I'm Dennis Brown, and our company has been providing translation and interpreting services to clients across many business sectors for over 20 years. In this video, I'm going to quickly run through the 9 essential elements every translation invoice should include. I'll share some key tips that have worked well for us, and I'll give you some proven wording for your invoice descriptions. All designed to ensure your clients have precisely the information they need to immediately approve your invoice and schedule it for payment. So let's dive into these 9 required components. Firstly, your details. Your invoice must state your name or company name, address, and contact details. You'll also want a link to your website and your logo if you have one. 2. Your tax or business number. In many jurisdictions, this will be required for your invoice to be legal. But even if it's not, it's still a good idea to include it. It portrays you in a more professional light and avoids any pedant in your client's organisation querying your invoice. But of course, if you're a sole trader, you may not need or have such a number. Thirdly, your client details. Your invoice should be addressed to your client, stating their name and address. I also recommend including the name of the person your invoice is to go to, or failing that, the person you dealt with. This just makes it easier for your client to follow up internally if your invoice can't immediately be approved. Now here's a quick tip. Clarify with your client at the start of the project who your invoice is to go to and what reference numbers they need. That's because most delays in payment occur either because the invoice doesn't get to the right person, or it doesn't have the right information the person approving it actually needs. Number 4, heading. The word invoice should appear prominently so it's clear what your document is. Similarly, the word statement if you send monthly statements. And another option for your heading is invoice for translation services. Number 5 is your invoice number. Develop an invoice numbering system for your translation work that works for you, and here are some common ways of doing that. Number 6, your invoice date. I suggest making this stand out so it's very easy to find. That's because clients often schedule approved invoices for payment based on this date, so they want to be able to see it straight away. If they can't, they may schedule your invoice for payment a further month out. And here's another tip. If early in a new month you're invoicing a job that you finished in the month just ended, date it last month rather than at the current date. This will often get you paid a month earlier. Number 7, your payment terms and payment method. Specify how your clients can pay you for your services, for example by cheque, direct credit, credit card, etc., and provide all the details they need for each method. Number 8, description and charge basis. Your description needs to spell out what work you did and include any reference text or numbers your client wants or needs. Now I favour heaps of detail here, something like this. This level of detail just makes it easier for clients to either immediately approve your invoice or chase things up internally if they can't. You also need to make it clear what your charge basis is, for example by quote, number of words, time, etc. Again, I favour spelling this out as it provides transparency, which is always a good thing, and again makes it dead easy for someone to follow things up in their organisation if need be. Number 9, total. You'll need a field for the invoice total, or more likely separate fields for a subtotal, amount of taxes, and a grand total. Here's an important tip. Make sure you check and double check all descriptions, job references, amounts and totals before sending any invoice. So those are the 9 essential items, but here are 2 other optional but recommended components to your invoice. Number 10, a thank you for your business message. This is simply a nice gesture, and it's never a bad idea to portray yourself as appreciative and pleasant to do business with. 11, a marketing component. Often your invoices will go directly to the person that ordered the translation from you for their approval. And if they engage your services once, they may well do it again. So it makes sense for your invoice to gently remind that person why it was such a good idea getting you to translate their materials. Doing that might just keep you front of mind and so help you get further work from them. You can do this by including a marketing section in your translation invoice template. Something that spells out the services you provide, what sets you apart, and why they should use you. And it's also important to make this section stand out. That's because your client will be focused on your invoice description and the charge amount and could easily miss it otherwise. That's it. Now head over to our blog article for 3 excellent invoice templates we've designed especially for translators and for a free summary checklist you can download. and you might see some other articles of interest. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.